And a few thank yous. A few thank yous before we get started. A thank you to the School of Theater Arts and Dance, the Studio Season Selection Committee, Dr. Rand Harmond, as well as Bronte Bauer for being a great stage manager, Chlo for their intimacy direction. We couldn't have done this show without any of these people, so without further ado, enjoy the show!
Said, take a bathing suit. I said I wasn't going to the beach, but maybe I should have taken a bathing suit or a scuba diving suit. It's colder than I expected too.
It's been chilly out lately. It gets cold during the day too.
Well, LA certainly lies to the rest of the nation then with all this talk of 70-degree weather year-round.
It gets a little chillier than that sometimes too. How did you find me? I've moved.
Your parents sent flowers to the memorial service, and I sent a thank you for the flowers.
That was nice of you.
And they gave me your phone number and your address.
That's good.
Yes. I was going to call, but I thought, no, not just out of the blue. That might be jarring. So I thought, why not just come see you instead? We never met, and my husband just said, take a bathing suit, so you can see what his attitude is. Mr. Sarcasm.
Yeah, I sort of feel bad about that. I was meaning to go to the memorial in Chicago, but I was sort of out of it, so.
Well, you had a memorial here.
We did, yeah.
I wanted to come to that. So did my husband. But I was sort of out of it too. I was hospitalized, tranquilized for 4 months. I'm not even sure I was aware it was happening.
I'm so sorry. Can I get you anything?
Oh no, that's fine. Sorry.
I have herbal tea.
No, don't feel like you have to entertain. You know what? I will. Actually, yes. I'll have some herbal tea.
Chamomile?
Great.
I make that well. I buy the little flowers and have a French press and everything.
Fancy. I just use Lipton's for tea and I never have any in the house. We're coffee drinkers. Bill, that's my husband, practically ties to Starbucks. Their stock runs out and they call and say, Mr. Bird, if we offended you, how can we atone? If they made IV packets with the Little Green Mermaid, he would probably buy them. I call the Little Green Mermaid the other woman. Well, did Tracy like tea made from flowers when you lived together?
She drank it. Yeah, she liked it.
She never drank it at home. She never asked for any. Would have gotten it for her. You have a new job, right? That's what your mother said.
Yeah, I work for the Foundation Center. I help people write and apply for grants. I'm a grant writer.
Fantastic. Must be great work. Meaningful.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, sure, you're one of those people who does meaningful work and loves what they do, one of those lucky people.
I'm just getting started.
Yeah, sure, but you're one of those lucky people who gets to do what she wants. Good for you. Do you see your folks a lot?
I don't.
You don't get up to San Francisco to see them?
Not much.
What is it, a 6-hour drive?
I just don't get up there often.
Holidays?
Some.
But not much.
There are fights with my brothers, with my father, so I just don't go.
Well, I talked to your mother. She seemed nice.
Yeah, she is. She comes this way sometimes.
That's good. It's good to get along with your mother. Tracy and I always got along. Some mothers and daughters, they hit a certain age and they just don't get along, but we always hit it off pretty well. No fireworks. Right up until college, she could talk to me about anything, about boys, about who drank, who did drugs at her school. If she had gone to school closer to home, we would probably still talk. She could never hide anything from me.
She was very open.
Yes.
She said you guys were close. Could always talk.
Good. I hope she knew that. You two met in a literature class?
Feminist Studies of Art and Literature.
Was that it?
She did a presentation on Keats.
Keats. I love Keats. When I was a literature major, I taught Keats, and I got my master's degree. I taught Keats to undergraduates. Tracy grew up with Keats. He was like a godfather.
Yeah, she told me.
What poem?
It was on La Belle Dame Sans Merci.
I met a lady in the meads. Full, beautiful, a fairy's charm. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild.
Right.
Beautiful.
It was.
So this is your first apartment? The first place you've lived since the dorms at UCI?
No, the third.
Goodness, you've moved around a lot. 3 apartments in 3 years. It's like someone's chasing you. Have you been at the same job since college?
No, I've had several.
Well, that's no good.
Look, Mrs. Bird.
Liz, please. Liz.
Did you come all this way just
To meet you, to talk to you. Tracy really admired you. I knew that from the way she spoke about you. The emails, the phone calls.
Right. Look, I have to meet someone for dinner tonight. Something stupid, so I don't exactly have time to talk right now, but...
Sure, can I help you with that?
No, I've got it. But, maybe if you want to set up a time for lunch for tomorrow or something, we could make that work.
It must be difficult. Learning to do things with that cane.
It's fine.
Will it get better? Your leg?
No, it won't.
I'm sorry. I think I read somewhere some newspaper article about what happened, but I didn't realize how serious it was. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can get lunch someplace tomorrow on the Santa Monica Boulevard. Hugo's. It's all organic. I hear they have a great lunch or brunch.
I fly out tonight.
Oh, when'd you get in?
This morning. If you only have a half hour now, that would be fine.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure, yeah. Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be unkind.
I understand.
It's not that I don't want to talk to you.
I surprised you. I gave you no warning.
This has been hard for me, too.
You know? I'm sure.
Well, what did you want to know?
Well, most of the information they gave us came to us second or third hand. We did eventually get her body back. The mortician said that I didn't want to see it, and I didn't argue. I was probably taking 2 Valiums an hour then, so it's a wonder I'm not dead. So I never got to see her body. We did get a box of her things back from the university from someone named Tiffany.
Yeah, she was our RA at the dorms.
She sent me Tracy's things. I suppose you were still in the hospital.
I was, yeah. All of her things were gone when I got out.
But we never got her passport or her wallet or her jewelry. The things that she took with her to Columbia, and I thought that you might have them.
I do.
Could I have her things, please?
All of them?
You have her things from Columbia?
Yeah.
Those are the things that I want then, if it's not too much trouble. There was something else. This was in the box the girl from the university sent me. It was in a smaller box labeled "Things Hanging on Her Wall." It's a pride flag, I think.
Yep, I remember it.
It's unfamiliar to me, and I don't know why she had it, and I wanted to ask you about it. I wanted to ask you about this.
I have her backpack. I have the clothes that they cut off her when they raped us. I have her last journal. Those are the things I have. I'll go get them.
I wanted to ask if you and Tracy were lovers.
And there she lulled me asleep, and there I dreamed. Ah, woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamt on the cold hillside. I saw pale kings and princes too, pale warriors, death pale were they all. They cried, "La belle dame sans merci, hath thee in thrall." And in these lines, Keats' true feminist perspective on La belle dame sans merci is revealed. The fearsome fairy child has control over kings, princes, and strong warriors. She is siren-like. As she has realized her dormant patriarchal destiny and rules rulers. It is not revealed to the reader what the engine of her power is. We aren't sure if it's her beauty that captures men or some strange influence beyond mortal understanding. The title, if translated from modern French, says, "The beauty is without mercy." But Keats stole the title from Alan Chartier's 15th century poem by the same name. And in Chartier's time, the word mercy meant something closer to our modern English word for mercy, or pity. So she is a beautiful woman without pity, without mercy for the men that she enslaves. In Keats' day, women were the enthralled sex, chained to husband and children, trapped by societal constraints, trapped perhaps by their own capacity for mercy, because they pitied the loving husband and the needful children who depend on them to wear their domestic chains. But Keats' creation, his fairy child, has thrown off all constraints. She is not burdened with pity or remorse like mortal women. She is free. She has escaped the woman's track of empathic reverie and rules ruler. She never feels pain for the people who are hungry, who are hurting, who are in desperate need. She can watch all of our suffering with cool detachment. She is godlike in this. Stanza 8. She took me in her elfin grot, and there she wept and sighed full sore. And there I shut her wild, wild eyes with kisses for. Perhaps the most beautiful line in the poem, and then I shut her wild, wild eyes. Her eyes are wild because that is the opposite of civilized, and the civilized person is conditioned to feel mercy, to feel pity, to even wallow in those feelings. Only the wild soul is free from the trap of compassion. La belle dame sans merci is so powerful, so compelling, so utterly impartial. She may not be human at all. Keats may in fact be using her as a metaphor for the world. La belle dame sans merci may be Mother Earth, which has no mercy for her children. She is impartial with her floods, her earthquakes, her hurricanes, her destructive powers.
Or perhaps La Belle Dame Sans Merci is human civilization, which is so cruel at times that it seems designed to thwart humans rather than advance. I'm sorry. I seem to be having a panic attack. I stayed up all night and I just wanted to teach justice. And Professor McDonough, I'm sorry. I just need some air.
Hey, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay. Just focus on breathing. Put your head between your knees, and if you need to start sobbing or something like that, just do it. It may help. Don't worry about anyone in there. It's not important.
Oh God.
Hey, it's all right. You're gonna be all right.
I can't breathe.
You are just hyperventilating. Just put your head between your knees. There.
I'm so stupid.
Hey, you are not.
So stupid.
Your presentation was the only one I actually listened to. It sounded like you really knew what you were talking about. It was good.
I'm panicking.
Hey, just breathe.
You really liked it?
Yeah, it was great. It's like you weren't even talking about a poem. It's like you were talking about a loved one. It was really good.
My mom
Yeah?
read me Keats when I was little. I just wanted to do him justice.
And you did. You were amazing. You know, I didn't get all that from the poem, but you should speak up more. I don't think I've heard you speak before this, and you're really good. I didn't know you had all that in you. You surprised me.
If I speak up, oh God.
If you speak up, what?
This might happen again. Panic.
You're scared of speaking in public? You shouldn't be. You speak really well.
That's not it. I don't mind speaking. It's irrational. It's like people who are scared of heights. Most of the time they aren't scared of falling, they're scared of jumping, and that's what makes me panic. It's not like I mind speaking and messing up and looking stupid. That would be rational. I get panicked because I'm afraid the words are going to jump, and suddenly I might be talking about this fantasy life I had about emigrating to Mars when I was 12 years old and having my first sexual experience with green-scale hermaphrodites, or start confessing some sort of sexual attraction to terminally ill children that I just don't feel, or to start screaming and begging the world for a kind of mercy it's incapable of giving. I'm just scared the words are going to jump from my mouth and I won't be able to stop until the people in the room rise up and stone me to death like biblical peasants. It's irrational, but it's really strong.
Well, I think you got your breath back.
Yeah? Yeah.
I think you're brave.
If I were brave, I wouldn't be sitting on the floor struggling to breathe.
Sometimes the attempt is enough, and I really believe that.
Here. Thanks. That's nice. You're nice. You're being really nice to me.
Well, hey, I'm a fan now. Seriously, I like the part where you say the world is like a metaphor, or it's a lack of mercy and pity. I think the world looks that way to the hopeless too, the merciless.
Yeah.
So you really opened my eyes to Keats.
If I did, I'm glad because I love him. My mom has a degree in poetry, almost a PhD. I was raised on Keats the way other kids were raised on Sesame Street. I love him.
Are you a poetry major?
Literature. What's your major?
Political science.
You're going to be a politician?
An activist. I already am one, sort of.
I've seen you at the student center handing out flyers for Amnesty International.
Yeah, I'm going to Colombia this summer to help out the Uwa tribe.
Are they starving?
No. The Occidental Petroleum Corporation, this mega US psychotic corporation, is trying to steal their land to extract it for fossil fuels. We're going to help them organize.
Oh.
Plant protests, chain ourselves to trees, stuff like that. I'm going with the camera crew.
Is it dangerous?
No. The Uwa Reservation, it's surrounded by these rebel forces that control almost half of Colombia right now. But we have their permission to be there. I mean, they want U.S. corporations to stop raping their lands too.
But you're risking your life. I mean, those rebels, they have guns. Something might happen.
They would never kill a U.S. citizen.
What do your parents think about this?
I wanted to go to Palestine and join the international solidarity movement, like Rachel Corrie.
Oh.
But my parents didn't want that, so we compromised on this Columbia protest. I may still go to Palestine someday, though.
You must be very passionate about injustice, I guess.
I am. I can't sleep a lot because of it. I just feel so guilty, you know, for having so much when others have so little.
Do you have a boyfriend? And what does he think about it?
I don't have one.
Oh.
Don't let me talk your ear off about the UAs. I just get like crazy excited and can go on and on.
I think it's great. You're passionate about something. You can stand up in front of an entire class without experiencing a crippling fear that you'll experience an enema-like purging of the vocal cords all over the listeners. Oh, God.
Hey, I bet you'll still get an A when you hand in that written part.
Professor McDonough hates me. She thinks I'm weak.
She's weak! You should despise her. I mean, seriously. What the hell kind of professor of feminist studies and art and literature brings Harlequin romance novels into class while the class takes pop quizzes?
Isn't that weird? I thought that was weird too.
It's sick. It's like the whole class is about not buying into the subservient male patriarchal fantasy of the goddamn subservient female sex object, and meanwhile Professor McDonough waltzes in her overperm polyester wearing ass into class and subverts the entire curriculum by cracking on the spine of something called burning lust and wanted surrender, while the class gets quizzed on the feminist perspective from early Renaissance drama. Like, what, huh?
She is overpermed.
It's like if a French poodle fucked Elsa Lanchester's hair from Bride of Frankenstein. Professor McDonough's hair is the love child.
You're being really nice.
It's no big deal. Now, go back in there and finish your paper.
No, God, no. I just want to crawl into a sewer somewhere and die.
Wait, no, you got this. Come on, just... Come on. Read it to me. Here. Look at this. These are the only words that you need to focus on. Ow.
Okay. The poem ends with Keats' knight in arms awakening from his dream. I saw their starved lips in the gloam, with horrid warning gaped wide, and I awoke and found me here, on the cold hill's side. And this is why I sojourn here, alone and palely loitering, though the sedge is withered from the lake and no birds sing. The dream of a world without mercy, without pity, has left the poor knight alone and pale. He is lingering on the cold hillside in reverberant shock from his brush with cruelty. It's an inhospitable place that he has chosen to grieve for his loss of hope. The sedge, a form of flowering grass, has withered and no birds sing. But there's an unstated optimism to the poem. If the lonely, pale, withered, and silent mood Keats creates is brought about by the lack of pity and mercy in the world, then it might blossom forth, and the birds would sing again. It would be a shared communion of souls, vibrant, fertile, and alive with song. A message that is as powerful today, and probably more powerful today than it was when he wrote it.
That's wonderful.
Your name is Kelly, right?
Right.
Well,
You're Tracy.
Yeah. Do you want to get something to eat after class? Maybe coffee or whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
I met a lady in the meads, full beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild.
That's mine. It was a mistake. It was sent to you.
I see.
We were just friends. Really, best friends.
You said you had her last journal?
I do.
The one I have, the one Miss Tiffany sent me, stops right before she met you, so the one you have must be from when she met you to just before she died.
Right.
Can I see it?
It's private.
I see.
Please.
I was having a phone conversation with her once, a few months before she died, just before Valentine's Day, and I said something like, "Hey kiddo, why don't we surprise Daddy by flying you out for the weekend? You can be his Valentine." We both knew I was the one that wanted her. Daddy would peck her on the cheek, grunt, fart a little less because she was home, and stay glued to college basketball on ESPN. But I would come alive again. Getting her room ready, cooking for her, getting my hair and nails done because you have to look nice with a young daughter around to compete with. Christ. My looks went down the toilet after she died. She said she couldn't get away. She said she had to study. And then I heard giggling, but not from her, from someone else, a female voice, with their mouth very near hers. And she just said, "Shh," very softly, like she was talking to an animal or a child, just shh, very tender. And I guess I knew, but I hoped I was wrong, so instead I told a story about the neighbor's cat, Mrs. Fuzzface, how one day Mrs. Fuzzface was sleeping on top of the van, and I drove off with her still up there, and a guy on the freeway was pointing and honking at me, and so I pulled over, and there she was, staring back at me. Scared me near to death, but not her. She was exhilarated, as near I could tell from the look on her little feline face. Exhilarated at getting away with such a stunt, and Tracy laughed. But not the usual laugh she had for Mrs. Fuzzface, a laugh that reminded me of her first baby laughs. No, an adult laugh. Deeper, longer, throaty, delighted with herself, and I knew. So I said goodbye, and I hung up the phone.
She said you wouldn't understand.
Did she?
She said that you voted to support some in-state initiative. Marriage means man and a woman. She was your only child and you wanted grandchildren. You're Republican.
I see.
She loved you. She wanted you to be proud of her.
I was.
Right.
Right.
She really, really loved you.
You know, I don't think I have ever been in a lesbian apartment before.
The apartment's asexual. I'm the lesbian.
I'm sorry, was that an offensive remark? I'm trying to relearn tact. I lost all capacity for tact when my daughter's mutilated body was returned to me in a sealed casket and I couldn't even touch her dead skin, so I don't know if I'm offending you. All my little sensory organs, the ones that are supposed to tingle with warning when giving offense, were seared off my body, melted from me, and fused into the dirt at All Saints Cemetery. At least I think that's where I left them, at her grave. So tact is like a sixth sense of the body I'm cut off from now. You'll have to lead me around any issues you are sensitive about as if I were a blind woman. I don't know what I expected from a lesbian apartment. Perhaps more flags, like the one I got in the mail, hung casually in all the doorways. Served as tablecloths. Or perhaps artwork featuring large pink triangles, certainly framed adoring photos of Ellen DeGeneres, or perhaps those dildos you see on HBO's Real Sex hung casually on all the doorknobs.
I haven't been feeling too up to decorating lately, but I'm sure I'll get around to it.
You seem to have found time to thumbtack these flag-burning zealots to the wall. Who's this?
Rachel Corey.
I thought so. Some news reporter called me just after Tracy's body was flown home. I don't know why I picked up. We usually kept the phone unplugged then. She suggested I call Rachel Corey's mother and start a support group. And I laughed until I was almost sick, and then I threw the phone down the garbage disposal. Bill pulled it out later, shook his head over it. Who are these others? Who's this?
Lech Walesa,
The Pole from the 80s?
the Polish labor organizer from the Solidarity movement.
Who's this?
Cesar Chavez, the Mexican laborer leader and organizer.
I know who he was, thank you. Who's the Indian fellow?
He stays on this mortal plane to help us seekers of enlightenment.
You're kind of a nut, aren't you? You just really seem to identify with the wrong sorts of people, that's all I'm saying.
I identify with people who want to make a difference.
No, you identify with people that mobs of angry peasants want to tear limb from limb. Now, I don't know about this Indian fellow, Mr. Too Good for the Planet, but these others?
Lech Walesa was the former president of Poland. He won a Nobel Prize. Nobody tore him from limb to limb. He's still alive.
People wanted to kill him.
People wanted to kill Gandhi.
Exactly, and I wouldn't consider him a role model either.
You don't consider Gandhi a role model?
Of course not.
He stood up for an entire nation when no one else had the guts to. He changed the world.
He painted a big target on himself.
He's an icon.
He put his family in jeopardy. It's a miracle he wasn't tortured to death like my daughter.
So the world you want to live in is a world where no one stands up for freedom? Where we all just accept persecution to be safe? I can't accept that. Sooner or later, somebody has to step out from the crowd and say, this is unacceptable, and you don't have to put yourself in danger to do it either. You don't have to put yourself at risk. It can be as simple as just making phone calls, speaking up at Rotary Club meetings, at City Council, at the PTA. You can send money anonymously, you can write letters, but you can't just do nothing because there is so much injustice in this city, in this country, in this world. And if you see the problem and you are morally obligated to solve it, it becomes your problem because there are millions of people out there who don't even see what is going on. I mean, these people are like torchbearers bringing us to a better place every day.
You're very good.
What?
I bet before Columbia you were unstoppable. I bet the passion just poured out of you. It's a little muted now, but still very compelling.
I am passionate about this.
I know you are.
Gandhi was a
I don't
great
care about
guy.
Gandhi. I just wanted to see it.
See what?
What Tracy died for.
You blame me.
Of course I blame you. My daughter was a literature major when she met you. She was reading Fanny Burney and discovering that feminist novels predate Jane Austen. It was a beautiful time in her life. Her cheeks were always the shade of red you see on China dolls, and she looked good in Abercrombie and Fitch like a model. She was going to a student-led Bible study, and she had a crush on a boy who was the sports editor of the college newspaper. What the hell happened to that boy? I spent whole days fantasizing about that boy, and I don't even remember his name. Philip? Peter? Jonathan? I fantasized that he got her pregnant, that he got her hooked on drugs, that he beat her, that she became so crazy about him that she dropped out of school. I come up with every bad situation that two young kids get into, and in the fantasy, I fly down to California, lock her ass in rehab, set him up with anger management classes, or hire someone from Soldier of Fortune magazine to break his kneecaps. I want that boy for her because I can think of 1,000 ways he might have ruined her life, but he wouldn't have ended it. He wouldn't have taken her where you took her. Not that boy. Now what's his name?
His name's Joshua. He's gay. He invited Tracy to a party at his apartment and he introduced her to his lover and that's how she found out.
Oh, terrific. Another one. What is this? UCI, University of Closeted Individuals. Are there no heterosexual students for her to mix with? Why isn't this in the promotional literature? Send your child to our lovely university where we can expand her mind in ways you don't want it expanded.
I blame myself too. Every day. Did I think about killing myself? I think about it a lot, actually. God, I'm such a baby. Since getting shot, I can't even stand the thought of pain. You'd think it'd toughen me up, you know, give me some sort of defense. I was lying there for, you know, some 12 odd hours in pain. The bullet just grazed my leg, but the fall, that's what shattered my leg bones. I was laying there for 12 hours, and all I could think about was the pain. Yeah, Tracy. I sat there and I cried in pain and was worried about her, and then the law found me. Since then, somebody could mention a paper cut and I get this reflexive, compulsive, paralyzing wave of agony. I could just be watching TV and I'll turn it on and there'll be a Western on and some Apache warrior will put an arrow through the hero's side and I just shrivel up into this trembling, whimpering ball on the couch and not be able to move. So I want to find a way that doesn't hurt. I know if I got a gun, the pain wouldn't last more than a minute. Less than a second. But I think about those 12 hours, and there's just this little crying child inside of me. I'm seeing a psychiatrist. My mom set it up, but it's not working. And I understand how you feel about me, about blaming me. Quite frankly, I'm grateful for it. Because if you were one of those mothers who you see, who goes on talk shows and goes around forgiving the serial child molester who raped and killed their second grader, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd probably lose all respect for you. But this way, we're better off. We're all on the same page. I understand you.
Well, if I was your mother, I would do the same. The psychiatrist doesn't do you any good?
No, it doesn't.
When I was hospitalized, I hated psychiatrists. Sanctimonious little puffed-up pill pushers. All mine did was medicate me as if all I needed was a good sleep. I guess they thought if I could hibernate like a black bear or sleep 100 years like Briar Rose, the wounds would all heal of their own accord.
I wouldn't want the wounds to fully heal.
It's true, isn't it? You would rather walk around every day with this disfiguring mass of bloody scars than have a single wound heal.
If the wounds heal, it means you're forgetting her.
Any lessening of your agony means your attachment to her is weakening.
It means you love her less.
It's disrespectful to her memory to get over this. I tell my husband that over and over and over again, but he doesn't get it. just says, when will things get back to normal? And I say never. I don't want normal, I want abnormal. I want to cut gouges out of my cheeks and blind myself in one eye and slit my nostrils like a pig so that when I walk down the street, women pull their children from my path and grown men weep, and people on the street will say, oh my God, what has happened to her? She has suffered something terrible, something disfiguring, something cruel and punishing, something that must be respected, something that it tortures our very souls to witness. That's what I want.
Yeah. I get that.
You do. You do get that.
You know, I don't think I've ever had a really deep conversation with a Republican before.
I'm seeing my first lesbian apartment, and you're having tea with the devil, huh?
I guess you heard the same as us.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't hurt for the damned Uwa tribe. If I had a time machine, I would go back and help Cortez infect the entire tribe with smallpox. I hurt for my daughter. The rest of the world can sort itself out.
So you don't want to help people?
I want to protect what's mine first and help others second.
Tracy wanted to help people.
Tracy was 22 years old.
She was filled with love.
Perverse love.
Do you think this is something she would have grown out of?
Activism?
Lesbianism.
That.
Do you think she would have grown out of loving me?
I hope she would have. I'm sorry, but I do hope she would have.
I'll go get her things. You can have them.
When I was in grad school, I read a great deal of literary criticism, and I read something in a book by Gaston Bachelor that I've never forgotten. It was a book on poetic reverie, and in the first chapter, he gives his definition of love. Love is the intersection, he said, of two poetries. Two people are stumbling around in the world, and each exists in his or her own personal bubble of poetic pain and lyrical dreams, and one day they collide, share some of their interior madness with one another. And if the poetries overlap, if they build and resonate together, if they cradle and reinforce one another, call it love. Our personal poetry is mad. I mean, look at the poetry that you and I are filled with. It's the stuff of nightmares, and it's all like that. Inside of every human, there's this closet of locked demons, and they decide who we love. The demons. She might have changed someday. Learned a new poetry. I hope she would have.
And she had 10 romance novels in her office sitting on her desk. It was like an actor. Oh, I know. All I could think about was how you and I were making fun of her. After she read one during the pop quiz, I almost laughed out loud.
You should have.
I mean, she had 10 of them in her office during my conference time. It was like she had a big stack of porn just sitting there. The one on the top of the stack was called The Secret Pearl. It had this pink cover that made me think of vaginas, and the Secret Pearl just made me think about clitorises. It was really uncomfortable.
Hey, what did she say about your presentation?
She liked it. Got a lecture, of course, on improving my public speaking.
She lectured you?
Maybe gentler than lectured. She was trying to be motherly, although she doesn't have any children. You can kind of just tell she just has romance novels and a tribe of cats, which makes me feel bad for making fun of her, because really life is already doing that, but she can be so annoying. She didn't go on about it, just asked if I was feeling better to make it an issue.
I told you it wasn't going to be a big deal.
Then she told me I got the highest grade in the class.
I knew it! I knew you would! You were brilliant!
But I should participate more, because I have a lot to offer, and I can't offer it if I don't learn to speak up. Let my voice be heard.
See, that's exactly what I said. Hey, look. I got it open.
Did you have to cut it out with a knife?
No. My roommate had a corkscrew in the back of the drawer.
You're lucky to be in a suite. I don't have a kitchen. I have to go down a floor just to microwave popcorn.
That sucks. No. You could fill out the paperwork. Transfer in.
Really?
Yeah, sure. If you want.
I mean, it would be better than the single I have now.
Wait, why are you in a single?
My last roommate was crazy. She brought guys over in the middle of the night, like 3 guys at a time. I had to either pretend to be asleep or go sit in the shower room all night. Gross.
Who was your roommate?
Lizette.
No! Oh, I know who she is. Ugh, she was your roommate?
Yeah. Everyone knows who she is. She's famous. I just decided to get a single after that.
Well, if you want a kitchen and to be a part of a suite.
When do you leave for Columbia?
I'm taking spring break and then the week after that.
So you have some time to get ready?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty much already ready though.
So the mountain that the petroleum company is drilling on is sacred to the tribe.
The Uwas. They call themselves the thinking people because they're pacifists. And the mountain they're trying to protect is called Mother Earth. In their belief, the oil of Mother Earth is her blood, so it can't be removed without killing her and killing off their entire belief system.
And the government in Columbia won't help them.
Are you serious? No! Okay, see, so the government is on Occidental Petroleum's side. The country is in the middle of a huge civil war right now, so there are these 2 rebel groups, the FARC and the ELN. So the government wants the drilling to happen so that they can bring in big security personnel and American money to help fight the rebels and control the region.
Oh.
So the rebels are actually the ones resisting the drilling. I mean, you know, bombing pipelines, destroying machinery, stuff like that. The UA don't support that because they're pacifists. They desperately need our help.
How did you learn about them?
I was the president of my Amnesty International chapter at my high school in Sausalito. We had a guest speaker come in and tell us about them.
I really admire you for getting involved like that. It's really brave.
Well, I mean, it's too important not to. This tribe's whole belief system and religion is at stake, and I mean, it's bigger than that. Much bigger than that.
I mean, well, it sets a precedent, doesn't it? That small voices won't be heard, that different ideas about religion and the way the world works are not important, that capitalism is more important than faith and community.
Yes, all of that, and because of who the Uwa are. I mean, they still speak Ukua, their native language. They haven't even adopted Spanish yet. They have resisted colonization since the 17th century. When the Spanish conquistadors came to try to enslave the Uwa, the chieftain, that's like their head tribal leader, took his tribe up to the tops of these beautiful cliffs that I've only seen in photographs. They call them the Cliffs of Glory. So, the chieftain told his tribe that the Uwa shall never live as slaves and never raise their hands in violence. So, they took all of the children and lined them up and put them in these clay pots and sealed them off. And then pushed them off over the edge of the cliff, and then all the adults grabbed hands and walked off backwards, and they vowed to do this again if the blood of Mother Earth is stolen.
Oh my God!
Ignoring this is not an option.
What are you going to do to help them when you get there?
We're gonna see what they need help with. I was gonna go with the camera crew, but they flaked, so now it's just me and Ben, the Amnesty International president at UC Davis. But we're still bringing the camera.
Wait, so it's just 2 of you?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably easier that way, though. Less equipment to haul around.
Do you worry at all that something might happen?
A little.
But you're going anyway?
I'm going anyway.
It's a good thing you don't have a boyfriend then. He'd worry about you.
Aw, I'm not leaving until spring break, so there's room for development in that area.
We should drink this.
We should.
What are we celebrating?
To you! For getting the highest grade in the class. You know, Professor McDonagh tried to distract you with that wild, permed thatch of hers. To make you think, no wonder you sleep naked with your 15 cats, you sad old bag. But you resisted all of that. And you took top honors. Cheers.
I did okay.
Hey, you were amazing. I gotta see you now. I'm nowhere near your league.
Well, that's not true. You are such a better person than I am. When I ran out of class hyperventilating, I really think that you...
What?
I think you saved my life. Or something.
Nobody dies of a panic attack.
No, I know, but it's not just that. I'm a sophomore here, and I spent my entire first year cowering in a shower stall because my roommate was gangbanging entire frat houses in our dorm. And I spent most of that time crying, not because of Lizette, because she probably has every disease known to man and she'll totally get hers, and who really cares, but I just hate myself for not being able to say anything. I never even had it out with her, you know. I never said, "Stop it, this hurts me." And sometimes I'd be too scared to go sit in the shower room, so I just lie there and listen. Listen to her and whoever she brought home, and I never, you know, I just never did, and this is the first time I'm hearing some of this, and it's like she's ruining something for me because I don't like it, and it's really loud, and it just makes me a little sick, and sometimes I just want to die, and sometimes it's just disgusting, and sometimes I'm a little jealous, and I've never even switched rooms with her over Christmas break because I was scared about hurting her feelings. I was scared about hurting her feelings. Isn't that a joke? I'm not strong like you. You take care of yourself so well. You have enough left over to go help entire South American tribes from throwing themselves off cliffs. You're planning to stop a self-inflicted genocide with just a camcorder and a guy from UC Davis. And I can see you doing it, putting your own body between the people and the cliffs and making them listen to you. I couldn't even tell my ex-roommate to go screw somewhere else. I don't have that kind of voice. I don't have a voice that can fight, that can plead, that can say something strongly if opposed, that can argue, that can even disagree. It's like a note I just can't hit. I try, and my voice just breaks. Sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna come back into class after my panic attack. I was just gonna go hide in the toilet and hope nobody came looking for me because I'm not strong. I'm not strong at all, but you came after me and we talked and I just borrowed your strength, just reached out and took it, and I think I pretended I was you. I walked back into class and you smiled at me and winked, and I had the strength. I know it probably doesn't mean much to you because you're kind and I bet you do nice things for people all the time, but people haven't been kind to me like that. And I can live off of kindness like that for a long time. And I did Keats justice. For once I didn't disappoint him. I did that poem, that piece of poetry I love, some justice. I met a lady in the meads, full beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild. I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, in fragrant zone, and she looked at me as she did love.
makes me know.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, I'm so sorry. You were telling me something very real, and I just jumped on you afterwards, and that's gross.
No, it's okay.
No, okay, you know how I said I didn't have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying that because I like you, and I wanted you to like me too.
You're a lesbian?
Yes! Yes! And I didn't say that because I didn't want you to think I was just hitting on you because I think that you're like really pretty and stuff like that. But like, I just want to be with you. Just be friends with you. Okay. And you get upset with yourself a lot, and I know what that's like. That's like a really terrible, awful way to feel. So I just like, want to be there for you. And oh God, Jesus, I'm really blabbling now.
No, I'm not feeling weird.
Okay, good. Let's just stop talking about it then, because I feel like a creep, and I'm not. I mean, you were telling me something so real. Those words were like a gift to me, and I should have respected. Wow. Okay. Are you sure this is what you want? Because maybe you're just curious but not really interested. I'm interested. Right. Look, what you said about you not being strong, I think you're very strong. And I think you deserve to be happy. And if you're doing this just because you think it'll make me happy, then I need you to be very selfish in this moment. Because if you're not, then what you're doing sort of is selfish, you know, because this may not mean that much to you, but this means everything to me. And if it doesn't, then I'm the one who's going to end up crying.
You'll never cry over me. I'll never break your heart like that. I promise.
But I didn't know what to do with it after that. French press sounds like some sort of venereal disease to me. I got it. What's that?
They're flax crackers.
What's a flax cracker?
It's a cracker that has been dehydrated instead of baked, never heated past 120 degrees. It's made with flax seeds and vegetable juice. It's a part of my diet.
What diet?
Well, I shouldn't call it a diet, really. It's more so a lifestyle choice. It's not temporary. I only eat raw foods, nothing cooked, and no animal products.
So you only eat raw, what, fruits and vegetables?
Yeah,
What about bread? No bread?
it's cooked.
Nothing but raw fruits and vegetables.
Nuts and seeds, stuff like that.
So you only eat what, salads?
Yeah. Oh, I have this recipe book.
Guess you wouldn't call it a cookbook. Sprouted quinoa salad with radishes and curry sauce. Sounds healthy. You don't look like you need to lose weight.
I'm not doing it for weight loss. It's cleansing. It's very healthy and it's very, very spiritually sustainable in ways that eating meat just really isn't.
How long are you going to eat like this?
For forever. It gives me comfort.
Sounds like punishment. It sounds like you're sending yourself to bed without supper. How long have you been doing it?
About 3 years now.
So right after?
Yeah, right after.
I stopped eating for about 4 months right after. But I like your approach better. It's like you're keeping a vigil for her, a raw food vigil.
I can't eat anything that has died, so I can eat it. So I'll stick to certain seeds and fruits and nuts for months at a time because it doesn't kill the plant to harvest it. I can't stand the thought of anything else dying for me.
Must keep you busy, planning all those strange meals. You probably have to go to the store more often to get food that's fresh.
Yeah.
And all that takes time away from the clock and distracts you. I used to hate stuff that ate the time away. I was the worst housekeeper. Always piles of dishes in the sink, and we ate fast food because I refused to spend time in the kitchen. Now I could just get lost for hours doing that sort of thing, and I'm grateful for it.
I'm grateful for indifferent people now. It used to really bother me. I used to think that we should all be emotionally available to each other all the time, but now I could just be in the supermarket and start crying. I hate the people who come up and offer their help, as if there is anything that they could do to help. I love the people who just look right through me and keep shopping. I'm deeply grateful for them.
I'm grateful that I've never forgotten she's gone. Not for a second. Not in waking, not in sleeping, not in between waking and sleeping, not in moments of lull, distraction. Never. Always remembered. Some poor people, they go to bed and when they wake up, they expect to see their daughter come running in right as rain. And they relive the experience of losing her in a split second, or they think they see her in a crowd of people, or they're at the mall and they think this would look so good on my daughter before they remember that she's gone. Their mind betrays them in ways that mine never has, and I'm grateful for it.
You're lucky. I see her everywhere. And I forget in my dreams.
She's dead in my dreams. She's always dead. I wouldn't mind seeing her living once or twice in my dreams.
It can be nice.
So what's in the box?
Let me grab it.
No, don't. I want you to tell me what's in it so that I'm not surprised.
Her backpack, the one she was carrying. Inside her backpack, 2 pairs of jeans, a colorful pullover from Buenaventura we got for cheap, a red t-shirt, a heather blue t-shirt, 2 pairs of socks, a pair of panties, her sports bra, an article for the newspaper that she was writing, a big 4-color pen, 2 tampons, her dorm keys, her passport. She had her sunglasses, and she had that gold necklace with the little pendant on it. She kept it in the side pocket of the backpack so nobody would see it on her and want to steal it off of her. Her wallet. Inside her wallet, $17.73 American cents. A ticket stub to a Harry Potter movie that we saw together. The credit card, the one that you co-signed for. A picture of her dad, Bill. A picture of her cat, Baxter, and a picture of us. And then there's the clothes that they cut off her when they raped us. Pair of khaki cargo pants, a white t-shirt, her sports bra, pair of pink panties, her hiking boots, her socks, sweater, her bandana that she cried into. There are dirt stains, there are grass stains, and there's blood. And that's all that the UWA could find. That's all that they returned to me.
Can you hand me the backpack? I want to keep her hairbrush. Okay. I'll leave you half of the hair. Thank you. You can have these. I never saw her wear them. You can eat this, right? It's cooked?
Right.
I'm not gonna eat it either, but I'm trying to be fair. Do you have a garbage bag for this? I don't want it to get wet.
Yeah, let me grab it. I'm actually out of garbage bags, but I do have this. I think will do. Were you mad at me? Look, I don't know why I set her out like that, like she was laying there. I guess I just well, you said that you never see her anywhere you go in public, anything, and that you're grateful for it just because then you'd have that brief, irrational spark of hope just to have it crushed again. Well, I don't mind the crushing. I could feel that pain over and over again every minute of the day if it means I get that brief, irrational spark of hope, of thinking that I hear her whispering behind me or that I see her at the supermarket line. These are the reasons that I get out of bed in the morning. And I'm so sorry if you're mad.
I'm not mad. I think it's beautiful. There's her there. And there are her tears. Dried into that cloth. And her bra. They must have had to pull it off over her head, because it's the kind with no clasps on it. I didn't know that's what she was wearing. And her pants. They tore those near to pieces. And her little socks. Did they take those off of her, or was she wearing them? And her boots. I bought those boots for her. I think it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I never got to see her body. They wouldn't let me. They said that I was too fragile, but look at me. I'm not fragile. I'm looking at her body right now, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've seen since I last saw her face. Oh, sweet fancy. Let her loose. Everything is spoiled by use. Where's the cheek that doth not fade, too much gazed at? Where's the maid whose lip mature is ever new? Where is the eye, however blue? Doth not weary? Where's the face? One would meet in every place. Where's the voice, however soft, one would hear so very oft? At a touch, sweet pleasure melted, like to bubbles when rain pelted. Dulcet-eyed as Sirius's daughter, ere the god of torment taught her how to frown and how to chide. With a waist and with a side, fell her kirtle to her feet, while she held the goblet sweet, and Jove grew languid. Break the mesh. but the fancy's silken leash quickly break her prison strain. And such joys as these she'll bring. Let the winged fancy roam. Pleasure never is at home. You can keep the clothes. Oh, good. Is that everything then? Yeah. No, wait, no, I brought a camera. And there are pictures of her in Buenaventura. Do you want to see the photos? You can email those to me, right? Yeah. I'll leave you my email address. They will be waiting for you when you get back. Thank you. Is that everything then? Well, I don't know. Do you... Don't you want to know what happened? How she died? I'm sure somebody's already told you, but they weren't there. I was the only one there. Right. I was there. Can I have some water? Yeah. Here. Are you sure you want to know what happened? Yes. We had been in the Uwa village for 3 days, near the Cliffs of Glory, and we had seen some rebel troops the night before, but we thought nothing of it, because we had their permission to be there. We were all fighting for the same side, against Occidental Petroleum. So, Ben was talking to the Werheyas, that's like the tribal leaders back at the village, and Tracy and I went up to the Cliffs of Glory to get some footage for a documentary that we were filming. It was a video camera? There's no video of her, just stills. Okay. So, we were alone on the Cliffs of Glory. The villagers had been following us around the whole time, you know, touching our hair. We were feeling quite crowded, actually. So, they gave us permission to go up there to experience it together, alone. The site is sacred because of the suicides, so we were up there, and then some soldiers came from the other side. You see, there are these two rebel groups right now that control almost half of Colombia. They're doing all right sometimes, but it's a pretty cautious alliance, and we thought that, you know, the ELN would have cleared it with the FARC. I thought they would have told them, because they told us it was safe. Of course, it wasn't safe. How did they find you? The Uwa told them where to find us, but they didn't know what they would do. They thought that we were all fighting on the same side to save Mother Earth. So I guess the FARC didn't see the value in having 3 stupid Americans working on their behalf. They thought we'd be more useful as hostages, to blackmail our families into giving them money for weapons and ammunition, to support the guerrilla campaign against the government in the Occidental. Why didn't they keep you as hostages? Because
I fought.
What were you doing when they found you?
We were alone. It was beautiful. We thought we were safe.
I see.
Oh God. Kel, it's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen anything this beautiful. Oh my God. When my mom sees something this beautiful, she quotes Keats, but I don't have much memorized, not like she does. She's like the walking encyclopedia. All I can think of is how beautiful, if sorrow had not made sorrow more beautiful than beauty's self. And that sucks because it's not happy, and I'm happy. Maybe Keats isn't the best choice for happy. Are you even listening to me?
No! I'm watching you, hot stuff. You look beautiful up against the sky like that. You look like Supergirl.
Well, come over here and look.
Hey, no! I'm afraid of heights, remember?
Since when?
Since childhood!
You never told me that.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. Why did I come up here if you're scared of heights?
Because you look beautiful with the framed sky. Hey, come here.
Don't.
Hey, why not?
Because the video will get stolen from your car. It'll end up on the internet. My mom will be watching a TV special on internet porn, and there I'll be on the TV screen.
Sucking face with some dirty, horny lesbian.
And mom will have a heart attack and die. Face first into her TV dinner.
Come on, just give me one good shot. A money shot.
Get lost, pervert.
It is a small price to pay to shut me up. Please.
You're going to erase it, right?
Of course, we need all the footage for our documentary we're filming.
You're such a liar.
Come on.
I don't know how you get me to do these things.
Sweet! You are so hot.
Yeah, whatever. Enjoy. If it ends up on the internet, I will find you and kill you.
Don't worry. I will keep your secret hot porn star lifestyle between us.
You have such a one-track mind.
And you love it.
Oh, hey, where's the cell phone coverage?
What?
The area where you can make cell phone calls. You said it was near the drilling site.
Yeah.
Are we in it?
I don't know.
I want to call my mom.
Right now? You want to call your mother right now.
To let her know we made it to the village safe. I mean, you should call your mother too.
Okay, yeah, I plan on it, but like not right now.
Let's just do it while we're thinking about it.
This is gonna be the first time we get to be alone together for like the next 2 weeks. And you want to call your mother right now.
Yeah.
Fine. You get 1 minute.
Thank you.
I'm serious. I will time this call and I will take that phone out of your hand.
I'll probably get the answering machine anyway. 1 minute.
Well,
No service.
ha! Good.
No, not good.
Hey, what's the matter?
I don't know. I just really felt like calling my mom. I know that she's worried.
It's okay. We'll find the cell phone coverage area tomorrow.
Okay.
Weren't you just saying how beautiful it is up here? Isn't that what you were saying when I started filming you?
I mean, it is beautiful. I mean, it's sad though.
Why?
All those people walking backwards over the edge. It sounds bad just hearing about it, but being here, I mean, you could picture it all happening. They were probably crying, the children, and the parents probably didn't want to do it, but the chieftain was there, he was watching, and now they just fell all the way down
You know,
there.
archaeologists have done digs at the bottom of these cliffs. They have. There is no evidence of any mass suicide in the 17th century.
But you said...
I know what I said, but that's what the Uwa tell. It's part of their history and ancestor worship.
I believe it happened.
Why?
Because nobody would make that up. It's too horrible.
Sweetheart, you of all people should know that people make up terrible things all the time. What?
I heard something.
Probably an animal. Don't worry
It
about it.
wasn't. Do you think it's the Uwa?
I think it's your imagination. Now, come here. Recite me some poetry.
I don't have much memorized.
See, you had that Keats one from your presentation.
What part of the poem?
I don't care.
Well, you wanted the poem. You want the whole thing or just the sex part?
A short part at the end. And then let's get back to business.
Such an appreciation for literature you have. Fine. The end. I saw pale kings and princes too. Pale warriors, death pale were they all. They cried, La belle dame sans merci, hath thee in thrall.
Don't worry about it. Go on.
I saw their starved lips in the gloam, with horrid warning gaped wide. And I woke and found me here, in the cold hill's side. And this is why I sojourn here, alone and palely loitering, for the sedge is withered from the lake.
Don't move. Don't make a sound.
It's the Uwa, right?
No. I think I heard you speaking Spanish. Hush.
Are they gone?
I don't know.
What do they want? Do you think it's the ELN?
Probably.
Well, what are they saying?
I don't know. My Spanish isn't that great, but I heard them say the word Americanos.
But they're looking for us. Why would they do that?
I need you to go back to the village. Go north and then circle around east back to the village. And then I'll come from the south and make noise to distract them, okay?
No!
No, you need to find the cell.
Found you alone on the cliffs?
Yes. I told them to rape me first and leave Tracy alone. They said they would leave her alone. So they held me down and they cut my clothes off of me. And then when they were done with me, they went for Tracy. I didn't want them to do that, so I tried to get up to fight. There was a man holding me back, but I fought him. I scratched his cheek, and he bled, and he swore at me. And then I thought I could fight some more, and there were some rocks around me, so I grabbed them, and I threw them at the men holding her down to get them off her for a second. But then the leader came up with a pistol, and he shot me in the leg. I collapsed right next to her. I was close enough to whisper, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tracy, I love you." And then the leader dragged me back over to the edge. And she was just watching me, and the men were laughing. I thought, since the bullet didn't go through my leg, maybe I could get up, walk to her, something, anything to help, but I couldn't. And they were done with her by then. She begged them not to put me so close to the edge because I'm afraid of heights. God, Tracy. She said that. as if she hoped that they would care or something. Well, it didn't work out like she had hoped. The leader came up to me, called me a bitch, and said that I'm scared of heights because I was having a premonition. And then he pushed me off the cliff. I fell backwards, and I tried to flip around and dig my hands into the sides of the cliff so that I could slow my fall a little bit. There are still hunks of my hands missing with the scars. Do you see that? But I fell through some trees. That helped slow my fall. The uwas told me that I landed on a ledge. It was about 60 feet below or something. And then I landed on this soft patch of dirt that's no wider than the width of my kitchen counter. And I passed out from the pain. When I came to, I saw the stars come out. I saw the sun come up. And I sat there in pain, paralyzing pain, not being able to move, and that's all I could think about. And Tracy. I didn't know what had happened to Tracy, so I stayed alive. I thought she was held hostage or something. And then the uwa found me. It was a miracle that they found me, actually. They made a stretcher out of some branches and a blanket and then hauled me up with ropes. And then I met with their kareka at the top of the cliffs. That's like their medicine woman, their priestess. She speaks to the dead. The uwa told me that the night before I was missing, the kareka took all the people to the tops of the cliffs of glory, and that she sat with Tracy's body all night. Tracy couldn't tell them what had happened to me because she was dead. The soldiers didn't tell them. The chieftain just assumed I was taken as hostage, but the kareka said that she heard Tracy's voice. And she heard her say, "On the cold hillside, on the cold hill's side." And that's how they found me. And they brought me up to the top. They set me next to Tracy's body. I waited with her until the trucks came. I held her hand. She had been shot in the head.
Do you have any idea why? Do you know if she fought them? How long she lived after you were pushed? If she was tortured? I'd better get going. I'll miss my flight and you'll miss your dinner plans. If you think of anything else...
I don't actually have dinner plans. You could stay here if you'd like.
Oh, no.
You could call your husband, tell him you're taking a later flight or something.
He can't get on very well without me. He has trouble sleeping if I'm not there, so I should get back. I really hope you don't kill yourself. It will break your mother's heart. You're young, and you'll find somebody else to love.
I thought you said we weren't in love. I thought you said that it was two poetries or two demons, right? Right, but not love.
I don't approve of the relationship. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but I wish it had never happened.
Okay.
But as much as two people can be in love in this world, I believe you were in love with my daughter. And that still does not mean that I approve, and it still doesn't mean that I wish you had never been born. And for Tracy's part, I hope that she didn't love you. But I imagine that she did.
Thank you. Wait! There's something else. Something I totally forgot to tell you about. I was recording when they found us. There's no image of it because it was just the camcorder recording, and I threw it in her backpack when they found us, but you could hear her, if you'd like. You could hear her speak. You can hear them kill her. Maybe you don't want to hear it because it's like really, really difficult to listen to, but this machine does all that. I uploaded the file onto my computer and made it into an MP3 file. You can hear her if you'd like.
You can hear Tracy?
Yeah, just push that little button right there.
You murderers! You bastards! She was good. I loved her. We're here to protect the blood from drilling, protect the children from clay pots, protect people from walking backwards, protect you. We're good. You bastards, you murderers, what you did, you should die for it. I should kill you. Bite through your skin and tear up your face. I will fight. I will fight. I will fight you. And I will win. People don't do this. Stay people. You'll be sleeping one night and I'll come for you with knives so I can cut your eyelids out so you can watch me kill you. I'll be cruel and I'll be strong. You'll never get rid of me. Not until I've killed you. I'll find you. I'll hunt you. I'll keep coming back. Until each of you walk off that cliff, one by one. This was wrong. And I was here to see it. You murderers. Evil. You filth. You bastards. You rapists. The woman who gave you life should be ashamed. They should take that gift back. Your mothers should find you and kill you. They should hunt you like animals with spears and with arrows. They should spit in your face as they correct their mistakes and open your worthless throats. I won't be quiet. Not until I've killed you. I'll follow you wherever you go. I'll find where you live. Your neighbors will know that you're a murderer and a rapist. Your sisters will know. Your fathers will know. Your mothers will know. Your priests will know. Stray dogs in the streets of your town will know. I won't stop telling people until the world knows, until there's not a shack, a hovel, a cave, or hole on the planet you could crawl into without somebody knowing. I will keep telling and telling and telling You'll have to kill me. I'll come for you in the night with razors, with stones, with my fingers.
I know.
God, please.
Would you like a copy of this? No. No, thank you. I have to get the rental car back and catch the plane. It's raining pretty hard out there. I see that.
I don't think the wind's gonna stop anytime soon. In fact, it's picking up. You could stay here if you'd like.
No.